Hey friends, Mary here. I'm here to introduce our July Discipline. So for July, what we're going to focus on is an overview of the power of practice. And I decided to do this because you know how it is when you know how to do something and you really don't understand how much you know, and you try and explain it to people and you realize there's this whole foundation that's kind of missing, and then you have to backtrack and build the foundation and teach that before. So I sort of realized that about Discipline. I did a beautiful June practice. Very few people practiced. And I thought, what's going on? And I know part of it is just simply that I wasn't communicating clearly what was going on. I'm working on that. But there's also great misunderstandings around practice. And I think that that's because there are a lot of um, like misinterpretations of practice based in how we're raised. So let me just address a couple of those. First of all, I think a lot of people associate practice with the sort of like, you better practice the piano or you better practice this before, because there's a certain amount of should in it. Like, you have to do this to accomplish, and you said you would, and there's a lot of like overcoming resistance energy to practice. Okay, so I think that's one part of it. And then there's another sort of the practice makes perfect energy, that you're practicing to accomplish something. So you have like a this plus this plus this plus this is going to equal that quality of practice. And since you don't really know what the process is or what the goal is or what the steps are, it can be very frustrating. And so that sort of practice makes perfect thing can be really frustrating and not helpful at all. And then there's a third element of practice that's like going to practice, like you go to football practice, you go to band practice, or you go to something else. And in that, there's joining in a group activity, which is scheduled like 2 to 4. And so that's practice. And what I mean by practice is it certainly contains elements of all those things, but it's really different. The discipline understanding of practice is this: you are always practicing something, always. You're just always practicing something. And generally, what we are practicing is what we are habitually conditioned to do, the things that we do all the time, right? We practice eating the same way, getting out of bed on the same side, waking up and being anxious about the same things, procrastinating and leaving late for work and getting stuck in traffic. Like we're always practicing, and mostly we're practicing what we tend to practice. And the power of practice is it reinforces itself. It isn't so much that practice makes perfect as practice makes more like normal. I think this is, and from a standpoint of doing something that you want to do, like for example, I'm a musician, right? Practicing does normalize playing well. That is absolutely true. It definitely does not make perfect, but it does normalize playing well. It turns playing accurately or playing skillfully into something that is normalized, right? But most of the time, since we're practicing stuff that is normalized, there's a sort of serpent eating its stale quality. We practice it, it becomes normalized, and because it's normalized for us, we just keep doing it. And so the power of practice is that it generates more of itself. So what we have to do if we want to change things is we have to practice changing it. Now, the beautiful thing about discipline, and this really is beautiful. This is the thing that has had me stay with it so long and really see the benefits in people, is that discipline meets you right where you are, here and now, this moment, not tomorrow, here and now, right as you are, whatever that is: joyful, shitty, crappy, delighted, annoyed, all of it meets you right there, right where you are, and addresses two things: what is needed to help you feel better right now, and what will serve your larger goals. That's, if it doesn't do those two things, it's not a discipline. So there's lots of disciplines, and I'll teach you tons of them, specific techniques that will do that. But the main goal of a discipline is to meet you here, help you feel better. And if feeling better means going from feeling down somewhere to feeling neutral, great. If feeling better means feeling neutral to feeling pretty good, great. If feeling better means feeling good to feeling even better, great. So better is just a direction, right? So listen, meets you where you are, helps you feel better, and gets you back in alignment with what's important to you. And so to practice Blisscipline really just means stepping into an intentional relationship with this moment that reflects those two goals, to feel better right now and to get back in alignment with what is important, what I care about, getting me to move me toward my personal goals. Now, the thing is, if my personal goal is more rest, then that's the goal, right? It's not the only goal, there's many. So Blisscipline meets you where you are with your goals. And the beauty of it is because it is grounded in feeling better, we can't really fool ourselves for very long. Like a lot of times I'll fool myself that I have a goal to do something, but the truth is I don't, because I don't enjoy that thing. Humans are spectacularly bad at predicting what will make us happy. We are phenomenally bad at it. But Blisscipline meets us where we are and helps us practice something that will work. And the reason it will work is because we treat it like an experimentation. You know, we know right away, is this making me feel better? And if it's not, okay, not working, right? Now, does that mean we give up? No, we adjust, we tweak. Now, over time, what will happen with practice is it gets woven into your day so that in every element of your day, in every moment of your day, you have a tool that meets that precisely, right? This is like being a really good driver, for example. So you're driving on a nice firm surface, or you're driving on snow, or you're driving on sand, or you're driving late at night, or you're driving into bright sunlight, or you're driving a vehicle you're not familiar with. So as a skillful driver, you're constantly skillfully adjusting to these conditions using many, many, many little tweaks, right? And as a skillful blissciplinarian, it's like that. Whatever the surface you're on, whatever the conditions are, wherever your goal is, are you in a hurry? Are you not in a hurry? Are you really wanting to enjoy the scenery? Are you hungry? Like, what is your real, honest to goodness, your goal and preference, you know? And as a skilled blissciplinarian, you get better and better at navigating it in all these nuanced ways. But to get there, you do have to simply practice some practices. And the best thing really is to pick one and do it. And maybe if you do it enough, do it for 2 days. But if you don't do it enough, do it for a week, you know? So do it until you're kind of like getting the taste of it. Tweak it, adjust it. If it's not working for you, throw it out and choose another one. Okay? If it is working for you, you'll begin to feel the benefit of it. It's not a Blisscipline. It's not making you feel better and getting you back in touch with your goals. So you'll feel the benefit of a Blisscipline that's working right away. If it's not working, you check it out, choose another. Okay? So this is the way we develop our own set of Blissciplines that works for us. So part of my job is to guide you in trying stuff out, figuring stuff out. And part of my job is also to convince you to try it and to provide forums for trying. Because what I know is this, I saw this in myself. I see it in pretty much everybody I've worked with. There are exceptions, and I so admire them, but I'm not like them. We usually don't practice unless something really compels us to. And unfortunately, what that tends to mean is we practice when we're not feeling good. So all we practice are the practices for not feeling good. So that's not good. And then the other thing is we forget to practice until we've been melting down for like 2 days. So that's not good. So what I try and do is I try and build in some actual support for practicing before you've had a meltdown for 2 days. In fact, you practice in 3 different zones. One is meltdown zone, one is like day-to-day normal zone, and one is delight zone. And I've got a whole video on that. If you're in the practitioner circle, you can find that at the very top of the practitioner circle videos. It's the one that says start here. And if you're not in the practitioner circle, you can find it on YouTube, and I'll put the links attached here somewhere. So you know where I'm going to put them? I'm going to put them in the blog post associated with the power of practice. And so where you will find that will be in my website. So you can go to blisscipline.org or marycordelia.com. Go to the same one. Click on blog, and you'll find it in there. All right. So go to my website and click on the blog and you'll find the power of practice. And I'll put all the links in there so they're easy to find in the future too. So, okay. So what are we going to do in July? What's our July bliss? We're actually going to keep practicing the June discipline because it's a real good one. And the people who practiced it had great benefit. And I had great benefit. I was blown away by how helpful it was for me to do that in June. And that particular practice is called Vibe Check. I'm also going to continue to um, point you in the direction of other practices. There's lots of stuff on my website and other places that are helpful. I have a whole free course that's available to guide you in practices. And then the other thing that I'm thinking we're going to do is that we're also going to set up that we will in August go through the Freedom, Love, and Joy Challenge again. The Freedom, Love, and Joy Challenge is something we did last year, and it is all about practicing. And I just revisited it, looked back on it, and it's great. It's really good. So I'm gonna take us through it one more time in August. And I'm 90% sure I'm going to do that. And since it is a 21-day practice and August is 31 days long, we have 10 days to futz around. Okay, so 10 days to forget to do it and still finish on time. Like, how cool is that? And if you want to power through in 21 days, that's awesome. So, I think that's a good enough intro for now, but I want to be really, 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 really clear. People who practice bliss almost always experience benefit very quickly. People who think about practicing blissful and don't almost always feel that. Practicing is such a no brainer. Practicing is such a no brainer. And you know what? Before we do anything else, I will give you right here, right now, the one fundamental practice that kicked off my whole concept of practice. It was in 2001. I know exactly when it was. I know exactly when I started doing this in 2001. And it is so simple, but so transformational. Okay. And all it is three conscious breaths. Three conscious breaths. The beauty of this, you can do it anywhere, anytime. You can do it while someone is talking to you. You know, the only thing you can't really do is when you're talking. So, three conscious breaths. You can do it in bed. You can do it sitting at the dinner table. You can do it walking down the hall. You can do it anywhere, anytime. You can do it in the bathroom. It is a really, really accessible practice. Now, is it an effective practice? Yes, it is super effective. And maybe I'll go into why, but let's first do it. Okay. All right. So, first step first, just take a deliberate posture. Adjust. Notice if you're slumping or if you're tense, adjust. Get your body in a deliberate posture. For me, that always means like maybe rolling my shoulders back because, you know, whole hunched forward thing we're also caught up in these days. Rolling my shoulders back and sitting up a little straighter, lifting my rib cage a little bit, and then drop it. So this is a relaxed but attuned posture. You do you. If you want to lie down on the floor, that's fine. Okay. Make a choice, move into a deliberate posture. If you're doing this in front of someone else, you don't have to make a big deal of it. Just know I'm doing it. And then we're going to take 3 breaths. And what you're going to do is you're going to do your best to bring your awareness to the full feeling of the in breath and the full feeling of the out breath. Okay, now be clear. Your mind might be talking a lot. It might be going, why are we doing this? I mean, there's not much time for this. It might be doing all kinds of stuff. That's okay. It's just doing that in the same way my cat just came and laid down. He's just lying there. The mind can do that while you focus on the breath. Okay, so we're going to do 3 breaths. I'll guide with my hands. You can do it at your own pace or you can join. Okay, here we go. So at its simplest, That is the practice. You might notice I paused at the top and bottom of the breath. I did the out breath with a, you don't have to do any of that. I don't always do it the same way. Just felt like doing that, so I did it that way. If you want to do a really formal thing, you can. A lot of people are like 6 in, 8 out, pause at the top, pause at the bottom, only pause at the bottom, whatever you want. Okay. Don't get all tangled up in what to do. Just do it. Just do it. 3 mindful breaths. Now, 3 is important. 3 is important because 3 takes a long time. It takes like 20 seconds. It's not a small piece of time in the context of our days off. We almost never give ourselves that long of a pause. Okay. However, it's just enough pause to catch the forward hurtling momentum of the mind and activity to move you slightly back into the possibility of being in a state of choosing as opposed to automatic. Okay. So 3 mindful breaths. Now, if you want to get fancier, you can attach a mantra of some kind to the 3 breaths if you wish. And the one that I used for many years that I really, really, really like is a 3-step process. And it goes like this. The first step brings me back to myself. So there's a real introspection that happens to kind of defocus my eyes, maybe even close them. The second breath allows me to reconnect with the world. I notice my space around me. And then the third breath allows me to maintain that connection. Now, this is actually magical because rather than just getting lost in the world again, and I'm lost in it, maintaining the connection means I have awareness of self in the world. I am here perceiving the world. I can't go into all the thousands of reasons that's powerful and magical, but just it is. So don't believe me, or just believe me enough to be willing to try it. That's it. That's all I ask, because believing me doesn't do anything. It is only practicing that will make it do something for you and make it yours. Okay? So more will come, but this is a little intro video for July. The power of practice. I'll talk about it more. We're going to practice the vibe check, which is, you'll see in the post. And sorry, what am I thinking? Oh, and the 3 mindful breaths. That's the starting point. Okay. I want to offer you this. And again, don't believe me, except in the sense that you can tell I'm sincere and I've done this a long time and I might be right. Right. I've done this with so many people. Becoming a deliberate practitioner, one who practices, one who says, I am a practitioner, is a really big shift from just being in the world buffeted by all of its like drama. Being in the world buffeted by all this drama is overwhelming, exhausting, disempowering, takes you away from your sovereignty, makes you feel overwhelmed and powerless. Becoming a practitioner connects you back to yourself, to your practice, to your deliberateness. And then there are many, many specific practices for dealing with the world. Just like when you're driving, right? You learn how to turn into a skid if you're going to drive on snow. That's a very specific skill that you can learn. You don't need to learn if you're not going to be in a situation where you're skidding. I mean, technically, it's probably good to learn, but with modern braking, it doesn't even matter. So the automatic braking. But the point of the metaphor is this. You will develop specific skills that meet a specific moment with skill for that moment. Okay. But for now, we're just taking the 3 breaths, and we'll be doing the vibe check and letting that be the foundation. And then I'm going to build on that to help you develop your own sense of power as a practitioner. The power of practice is the power of being a practitioner. Okay? All right. I really welcome feedback on this. Are you like, what the hell, Mary? This isn't helpful, or, oh, this sounds magic. Tell me. Comment, please. Tag me if you want me to reply. Tag me anyway, because how do I see if the algorithm doesn't let you know. Okay, we really are in this together.